This conference will now be recorded.
For council reorganization meeting for January 4th, can we have the Pledge of Allegiance? And definitely we need a moment of silence for just the start of 2021. We're praying for some families here in our Norristown family in our area. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under. Did I skip everything? Liberty and justice for all. I did. Madam Secretary, can you have roll call, please?
Yes. Valerie Scott Cooper.
Moment here.
Oh.
Steve Jones.
Yeah.
Sonia Sanders. She here? Heather
Here.
Lewis. Oh, here. Okay.
Here.
Heather Lewis. Here. Thomas LaPera.
Here.
Rebecca Smith.
Here.
Derek Perry.
Here. Madam Vice President, do we have any public comments? I'm sorry.
Yes, we do.
Secretary.
It's from Rochelle Brown of 622 East Moore Street. Hello, my name is Rochelle Brown. I am emailing unresolved ongoing issues that the municipality of Norristown has yet to resolve. I am forwarding an email I previously sent 6 months ago to all commissioners of Montgomery County and Councilman Derek Perry. I have informed Mr. Brown, an employee of State Representative Matt Bradford's office, Mr. John, supervisor of code enforcement at Borough Hall, and Councilman Hakeem Jones of those issues. I have yet to get a resolution from the elected officials to date. These unaddressed issues have been going on for many years, and this is not the first time I have been proactive to the elected officials to address them. I had a house fire a few years ago because of neighborhood rivalry over a parking lot at 421 East Airy Street, located between 622 and 618 Moore Street. These men, Frankie and Juan, whom Councilman Jones apparently knows, have lied to the community for at least the past 5 to 6 years, saying I own this lot. In fact, the owner is Catherine Monasaro. Frankie's junk truck was burnt up as a result of him arguing with the previous neighbor at 618 Moore Street over this property and parking rights. As a result, his cars and trucks were set on fire. Furthermore, numerous code violations are being overlooked. These brothers are blocking backyards with their trucks. See photos. Oh, also, these cars and trucks and campers prevent my zonal project of putting up a fence to divide my property line to Miss Monasero. My project was approved on July 24th, 2020 by the zoning department. Can we remove these campers, cars, and trucks that have been parked for years and block this property off? Can we enforce no parking on sidewalk because you put a no parking sign on the pole in front of my house? Can we put speed limits from Tremont to Viola because the cars are not held accountable for driving 60 to 70 miles an hour in that short block? Can we do our jobs and come from behind the desk? That's it. And then she has pictures here.
Yeah. So I know this has been an ongoing issue. Mr. Singh, I'm hoping that you can reach out to Ms. Brown so we can get a resolution. You know, this is one thing that I know that we've been speaking about for a very long time in regards to just people just comfortable just doing what they want to do without no resolution. So I'm hoping that we can come up with a resolution and just be done with it and move on and have a happy, you know, resident in Norristown. So I sent you the information already multiple times. I'm pretty sure Councilman Jones has sent you the information multiple times. So we are working on that, and I know we got to stick within the law. So I know you're doing what you need to do. Okay. Any other public comments?
No, that's all.
All right. Thank you, Madam Secretary. All right, so we are up next will be the nominations for Vice President for 2021 Council.
I have a nomination for Vice President for Councilman LaPera.
I second.
Madam Secretary, can we have roll call, please?
Valerie Scott.
Sorry. Mr. President, so you're in the process of doing a reorganization. So as reorganization, you have a right to basically lead the meeting until a new president is selected, well, actually until the vice president is selected, who will then take over for the nominations for president. As a part of the nomination process, you should open up the floor first to accept all nominations for vice president. So before moving to vote on any nomination, you should make sure that the floor is, you've heard everybody from the floor if there's any other further nominations. I don't know if there are any nominations, but I just want to make sure that before you move to vote on any nomination, you've heard if there are any other nomination. Additionally, please be aware that a nomination does not require a second. Of course, you can do a second, but it's not required under the Roberts rules. And I believe under past practice of Norristown, they haven't required it either. So I would actually suggest, just to make sure the floor is clear, you might want to ask to have a motion to close nominations for vice president. This way, then we know for sure there are no other nominations out there for that position.
No problem, thank you. Are there any other nominations for vice president? Council, any other nominations for vice president? Okay, seeing none, we are closing the nominations for vice president. And can we have a motion to select Councilman LaPera as the new vice president of 2021?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, can we have roll call, please?
Second.
Valerie Scott Cooper.
Aye.
Hakeem Jones.
Aye.
Tony Sanders. In here.
Aye.
Heather Lewis.
Aye.
Thomas LaPera.
Aye.
Rebecca Smith.
No.
Derek Perry.
Aye, the ayes have it, 6-1. Vice President LaPera, welcome. Vice President LaPera, you are now taking over the meeting to do nominations for president for 2021.
Thank you. I'd like to open up nominations for president of Norristown Council 2021.
I'd like to nominate Derek Perry.
I'll second.
Second.
Do we have any other nominations? Do we have any other nominations? Any other nominations? Seeing none, we'll go to a roll call vote or make a motion. Do I have a motion, Mr. President?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, have a roll call.
Valerie Scott Cooper. Valerie.
This is Moman.
Oh no, I don't know.
Moment.
Moman, we'll get it right. We'll get it right. We'll get it right.
Hakeem Jones.
Aye.
Sonia Sanders.
Aye.
Heather Lewis.
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Thomas LaPera.
Aye.
Okay, that's president. Okay. Screwed that up.
Right, so we have remarks from the president. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. First of all, I want to thank staff through a trying time. You guys are doing a wonderful job. You know, I know it's not easy, and I know that we have a lot of things that's on the plate, but you continue to impress us, and we continue to keep moving Norristown forward, and that's all that Norristown needs anyway. I'm gonna individually just thank all of you. So I'm gonna thank Mr. Jones for being a good manager, to keeping us above water, but also just doing the right things. Ms. Massonier, thank you for your work as well as your staff. We appreciate it, and we can't wait to keep seeing some economic development come. And I know that's big on our plates currently right now. Mr. Odeningbo, thank you for you coming and doing the work in Public Works, and your staff doing a wonderful job and doing what needs to be done to keep Norristown, you know, where it needs to go in regards to trash and et cetera. And you keep on making us proud in regards to that. Mr. Singh, what can I say? You came in, you listened to the vision of council, and you're going to continue. And you continue to, can you mute everybody, please? And you continue to change the scope of Norristown and what it is in the codes department. And I know you got some wonderful things that's coming ahead in a couple of weeks. So we're excited about that. Ms. Gennardi, I know it's been tough on you this year, but we appreciate you and staff for just keeping up with what needs to be done. I know a lot of people was asking us about the parks, and I'm hoping that we'll get those done soon enough. But thank you for your work. Mr. Chief Talbot, appreciate everything you've been doing since you've been here since day one. Appreciate your staff doing the same thing with, you know, keeping us abreast of everything that's happening in Norristown, but being different, right? Being the change that needs to be done in a climate that you couldn't, you know, we couldn't even fathom being a police officer right now. But we appreciate you and staff. Tell them keep up the wonderful work. And we have solicitor's office. Thank you guys for just pushing away. You know, I know we have a lot of questions for you, and we appreciate you guys giving us all the pros and cons and everything that we do. We're going to push harder and we're going to want better, and we appreciate you guys. So thank all of you for a wonderful job that you have. Oh, and I don't think Norman is on the call.
He's here.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Norman, thank you for coming in with the finances, changing the whole scope of everything, and making sure that Norristown is on the up and up when it comes to that, and looking for different avenues and things to make Norristown better. We'll keep pushing, and thank you and staff for doing that. But thanks for a wonderful job, everyone. It's been, you know, been one of the roughest times that we probably ever had, but I know we'll keep pushing forward. My colleagues, I definitely appreciate you guys for picking me as president again. You know how I want to be. You know, nothing but Norristown moving forward and just doing what needs to be done. And that's to just get things done and moving us forward, and making sure that, you know, we are the change of Norristown and set the precedents currently right now for the present as well into the future for our children and children's children, that people, you know, have hope in Norristown, you know, that they can get excited about politicians that actually want to do something instead of playing the Democrat Republican thing. You know, we have an obligation to just do what's right for Norristown, and it doesn't matter who we step on toes. You know, it just needs to be done. You know, it's past due, and I like where we're going, and I like where we're at, and I like where we're headed. So let's keep on pushing, and let's get our minds together for a new 2021. And I can say that we no council has ever been in any kind of predicament that we're currently in right now, which is this COVID thing. But we're going to push for better and just keep on moving. And I thank you guys for picking me as president. And next we have up Mr. Jones.
Actually, Mr. President, you need to be sworn in.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Mr. Judge Scott. Always got to be professional. Are you there?
Congratulations, Council President.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Am I doing my right hand up, left hand on the book, or opposite?
It's up to you. I have up right now the Vice President, or am I going to do you first? Which one do you? Which one?
You could do the Vice President. I'm going out of order. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I want to be respectful of your agenda. So we will do the Vice President, Mr. Lapira. Are you ready? Are you prepared to take the oath of office?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Great. If you could just repeat after me. I, Thomas Lapira,
I, Thomas Lapira,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of Pennsylvania,
the Home Rule Charter of Norristown,
the Home Rule Charter of Norristown,
and the laws of Pennsylvania and the municipality of Norristown.
and the laws of Pennsylvania and the municipality of Norristown.
I will discharge the duties of my office as Vice President of Council
I will discharge the duties of Vice President of Council
for the municipality of Norristown
for the municipality of Norristown
with honor and fidelity.
with honor and fidelity.
I will uphold, obey, and enforce
I will uphold, obey, and enforce
the laws of Pennsylvania and Norristown
the laws of Pennsylvania and Norristown
without consideration to a person's race, color, sex,
without consideration of a person's race, color, sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry, handicap, or disability.
handicap, or disability.
Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you.
I'm ready when you are, Judge Scott.
Absolutely. Mr. Perry, are you ready to assume the oath of office?
Yes, I am, Your
Great.
Honor.
If you could repeat after me. I, Derek Perry,
I, Derek Perry,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of Pennsylvania,
the Home Rule Charter of Norristown,
Home Rule Charter of Norristown,
and the laws of Pennsylvania.
and the laws of Pennsylvania.
I will discharge the duties of my office
I will discharge the duties of my office
as President of Council
as President of Council
for the municipality of Norristown
for the municipality of Norristown
with honor and fidelity.
honor and fidelity.
I will uphold, obey, and enforce the laws of Pennsylvania,
I will uphold, obey, and enforce the laws of Pennsylvania,
the municipality of Norristown,
municipality of Norristown,
without consideration to a person's race, color, sex,
without the consideration of race, color, or sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age, national origin, ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability.
handicap, or disability.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Right, you enjoy your night. See you soon. And Mr. Jones, we will go to the resolution 21-01, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Council Resolution 20-01 is the annual appointment resolution of appointment for professionals and management staff for the year 2021. The resolution calls for the appointment of the following professionals: law offices of Sean Kilkenny as municipal solicitor, Cozen O'Connor as municipal labor attorney, Pannoni Associates as municipal engineers, Rudolph Clark LLC as civil service counsel, G&C Legal as environmental counsel, and Pugliese Associates as government affairs consulting. The resolution further appoints the following staff for 2020. Crandall Jones as municipal administrator, municipal secretary, right to know officer, and to renew the employment agreement of August 19, 2013, as revised on January 2018. Further calls for the appointment of Crystal Henry to serve as assistant municipal secretary, Roseanne Santangelo to serve as clerk of council, Norman Butts to serve as director of finance and tax collector, Jane Massagne to serve as director of planning and municipal development and zoning officer, Thomas Odenabo to serve as public works director, Mark Talbot to serve as chief of police, Thomas O'Donnell to serve as fire chief, and Richard Lockhart to serve as fire marshal.
Council, any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion to pass resolution 21-01, appointing professionals and staff to serve in various capacities in the municipality of Norristown for 2021?
Council President,
Yes.
Council President, I have a comment.
Yes, Councilwoman Sanders.
So in regards to any sort of scheduling of conflict, I have a written communication to the municipal administrator and the solicitor in terms of recusing myself from this resolution.
Yes, we did receive communication. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Solicitor.
Yeah, and if I could just interject there, just so the record reflects, Ms. Santangelo, that Councilwoman Sanders had submitted previous to this meeting a notice that she will be recusing herself from the vote on this appointment resolution out of concerns related to any potential or claims of conflict of interest. Ms. Sanders works for the Sheriff's Department, and Mr. Kilkenny is the sheriff of Montgomery County, and therefore she is recusing herself from the vote related to this resolution.
Council, any other questions or comments? All right, seeing none.
Council President Perry had a comment.
Yes. Councilman Jones.
Yeah, like as well, I wanted to take a minute to thank all of our department heads. It has been a crazy year. It has been very tough, very challenging. And me as well, I'm sure the rest of the council, we do appreciate the work, and it's not easy running a township. So I look forward to continued work with all of our department heads. And most importantly, Crystal Henry, who many don't know, thank you for all that you do. Always positive, always prompt, always great to council. So thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Council, any other questions or comments? Can we have a motion to pass resolution 21-01, appointing professionals and staff to serve in various capacities within the municipality of Norristown for 2021?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Valerie Scott Cooper,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye. The ayes have it. 21
Sonia
dash.
Sanders is here with the aye.
Yes. 21-01 passes. All right, can we have a meeting to, a motion to adjourn the reorganization meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, meeting adjourned, and we will just go straight in to our council meeting. Anyone have any objections in regards to that? That we start 2 minutes early? Okay. All right. Welcome to council meeting for Monday, January 4th. Can we have, once again, a moment of silence for Norristown, all of Norristown and people that are being affected by everything under the sun, and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
The Republic for which it stands,
How I keep going blank.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bro, thank you. I don't know what's going on today. Madam Secretary, can we have roll call, please?
Valerie Scott Cooper,
Moment here.
Hakeem Jones,
Here.
Sonia Sanders. Sonia? Don't hear Sonia. Heather Lewis,
Here.
Rebecca Smith,
Here.
Thomas LaPera,
Here.
Derek Perry.
Here. I have something to do for the motion of the approved minutes. So, Madam Secretary, you brought it to our attention that we did not adjourn the last meeting. So I would like to put the adjournment in there. Can I get a motion to adjourn from last meeting of 2020?
So moved.
So moved.
All in
Second.
favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, and there's your
Aye.
motion. Now, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right, thank you. We did not have an executive session today. Vice President LaPera, do we have any public comments, or Councilwoman Smith, did you get any public comments? I mean, I'm sorry, any announcements?
Yes.
I did not.
Go ahead, Councilman Jones.
Yeah, so the Penny organization and the Norristown NAACP Health Committee is going to host the Right to Plan for a Healthier You. It's a health seminar on Tuesday, January 5th, tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. It's a virtual info session. It will feature state representatives Joe Webster, Matt Bradford, Tim Briggs, and Mary Jo Daly. So Tuesday, January 5th at 6:30 for those who are interested in healthcare and also finding out the services available to Pennsylvania residents who have been disadvantaged when it comes to healthcare. Second announcement that I have is there is a Three Kings toys and grocery giveaway in Norristown this Wednesday, Wednesday, January 6th at 5 p.m. The location is 601 West Marshall Street. Mother Jessie from the Episcopal Church of the Crucifixion can be reached at 856-580-7174.
Councilwoman Smith.
Yes, I just have one more announcement. The Monco Strong 2020 Restaurant Grant Program, which has made available $5 million of grant funds for restaurants and other food services businesses, has extended their grant application deadline to Friday, January 8th. And I know that there's a lot of local restaurants owned in Norristown, so I just wanted to communicate that there's been an extension on that grant application. And application information is available on the commerce section of moncopa.org.
Council, any other announcements? Okay, seeing none. Madam Secretary, any public comment?
No, I do not have any.
Anyone from the audience want to have a public comment? Okay, seeing none. All right. Ms. Masonier, can we have ordinance 20-17, please?
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, council members. I believe we're going to start off with a public hearing. Patrick, I will punt it over to you. Or would you like me to go through the briefing?
Yep, let me kick it off first, Ms. Mussonia, and then I'll let you give an explanation. So at this time, council members and members of the public, I would like to open up the public hearing for ordinance 20-17. This is an ordinance, let's scroll down here. This is an ordinance titled, an ordinance of the municipality of Norristown, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, amending the Norristown zoning map to rezone tax parcel 13-0035736-00-8, located at 700 Sterigere Street, from the RE Recreational District to the LIMU Limited Industrial Mixed Use District. So at this time, Mr. President and Ms. Mussonia, I'm going to mark a couple of documents for the public hearing record. These documents are actually included within the packet for council members. First will be ordinance number 20-17 of 2020. Please note that this ordinance number does reflect a 2020 date only because it was directed to be advertised in 2020. So therefore, that's the reason for that. I'll mark that as Exhibit A. Exhibit B, I'm going to mark is a letter dated September 23rd, 2020. This is from the Montgomery County Planning Commission based off of their review of the proposed requested rezoning. I'm going to mark as Exhibit C, copy of the legal advertising, or it's actually an email from the Times Herald legal advertising acknowledging the advertising for tonight's meeting. Incidentally, I will note for purposes of the public record that the legal advertisement stated that tonight's hearing would begin at 6:30. Myself, Ms. Mussonia, as well as our stenographer tonight, we're all on the call starting at 6:30. Of course, the hearing did not begin at 6:30. The time is now 7:35. No one appeared at 6:30. However, if they did appear, there was a sign advising people that this hearing wouldn't commence until 7:30. And then finally, I'm going to mark as exhibit, I think this is exhibit D, pictures showing the actual physical posting of the property of tonight's proposed rezoning. At this time, Ms. Mussonia, I'll turn it over to you to give a brief explanation of what it is. I believe the applicant's counsel is present, Mr. Rath, who had requested it. If you could at least comment for the record, Ms. Mussonia, whether or not the local planning commission had reviewed it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Solicitor Hitchens. Council, you recall that in the last meeting where you authorized the staff to continue with the zoning amendment for the map. Historically, the particular parcel has been a light industrial prior to the zoning change when it changed in 2014. and it was changed to recreation and with a unified development overlay district. And between 88 and 2014, there have been 2 map changes that rezoned the parcel to RE. And the applicant submitted a zoning map amendment letter on August 7th of 2020. The Montgomery County Planning Commission issued a section 609 of Act 247 review letter. They recommended rezoning approval. The applicant appeared before the Norristown Planning Commission, but there was no quorum. Nonetheless, the 2 Planning Commission members were not opposed to the proposed rezoning of the parcel. The applicant then appeared before council on October 20th, 2020, and received favorable feedback from council. Council then authorized staff to begin the zoning map amendment process for this subject property. To that effect, this public notice was advertised in the Times Herald on December 5th of 2020 and December 28th of 2020. The subject property was also posted on December 24th of 2020. Staff recommends approval of the rezoning of this particular parcel as stated. That concludes my report.
Patrick, you gotta turn on your mic.
Thank you, Mr. President. My apologies. Ms. Musonye, having given that report, I didn't know if Mr. Rath, if there's anything you want to comment on with regard to, since this is your client's application or request for rezoning, if there's anything quickly you want to summarize that hasn't been summarized by Ms. Musonye already. Mr. Rath, I can't hear you. I don't know if anybody else can.
No, you froze, Mr. Rath. No, we can't hear you. Nope. You might have to call in. No. We'll wait for Mr. Rath to come back on. And for those who just joined us, Happy New Year. Hope everybody has an excellent new year this year.
If anybody has any questions, if we're waiting for Mr. Rath to get back on, my name's Rob Ratoski, the owner of the property, and I didn't know if there was any additional questions anybody might have, but in the interim, I'd be more than happy to answer any of those questions besides what is on record.
There's Mr. Rath right there. Mr. Rath, can you?
Okay.
No, we still can't hear you. Mr. Ratowski.
Luckily, Mr. President, Mr. Rath, Mr. Ratowski is the applicant, so or at least the person requesting the relief. So I think if council has any questions as to why Mr. Ratowski was requesting this zoning change, he could certainly address or answer that question. If council has any questions.
Can you hear me now?
So since it's public, is public first, so we'll go with the public first. Does anyone from the public have any questions? Just mute your screen to green and I will call your name. Anyone have any questions? Mr. Bates, I don't know if you have a question. Okay, seeing none, now I will bring it over to council. Council, any questions or comments?
Yeah, I had a comment, Council President.
Yep, Councilman Jones.
Yeah, gentlemen, I just wanted to say thanks because we've all used the car wash for many years over on Elmwood Park, and the upgrades, the paving, the marking, it looks good. At some point, it didn't always look as great, but it looks good. So the property's been really well utilized, and hopefully this new addition to that land, like I say, brings positive, things to our plans.
Council, any other questions or comments? Okay, seeing none. We're gonna close the public hearing. And
I'm sorry,
then-
Mr. Perry, if I may, if you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better. Yes.
Good. Apologies for the technical difficulty. I just have a couple quick housekeeping items that I think are important to identify for the record. First of all, I'm Gerald E. Rath III. My firm is Blumberg and Rath. We're at 25 East Butler Avenue in Ambler, Pennsylvania, 19002. And I do represent the property owner, Elmwood Car Wash LLC. The main thing I want to do is if I can add to the record our application letter, which we sent to Ms. Massagne. I believe the date of that is August 20th. I think the record would be more complete if that were included.
If Ms. Massagne is okay, along with our solicitor who looks over all the information, council then agrees with everything, and we are fine with that.
Okay, thank you.
We'll mark that as Exhibit E, I believe would be the next in line.
Thank you.
And council, any other questions or comments? So Ms. Massagne, are you looking for direction to amend currently right now this?
Yes, staff recommended approval of the rezoning. It's gone through all the process and it's now I guess the decision time. Patrick, unless you have anything else, right?
Yeah, if I can interject here, Mr. Perry, what might be the best here is if you could first take a motion to close the hearing formally of council. Yep, and then following the motion to close, if somebody wants to make a motion to adopt or pass Ordinance 20-17, that would be the appropriate procedure.
I got you. Can we have a motion to close public hearing for Ordinance 20-17, please?
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Public hearing is closed. Okay, can we have a motion to pass Ordinance 20-17, amending Chapter 320, 16B, Article 3, districts established boundaries of the Code of Norristown to rezone 700 Sterigere Street, Elmwood Car Wash LLC, parcel 130035736008 from the current redistricting to limited industrial mixed-use district.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, roll call, please. Yeah, unmute yourself. Madam Secretary, you gotta unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to her. I'm not paying attention. Sorry about that. I'm like waiting for her to talk. Valerie Scott Cooper.
Aye.
Mo ma'am.
Jones. Hakeem
Aye.
Jones. Sonia Sanders.
Aye.
Heather Lewis.
Aye.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Thomas LaPera.
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye. Ordinance 20-01 passes. All right, Ms. Massagne.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much, everybody. Looking forward to it. Okay, bye-bye.
Ms. Massagne, Ordinance 2020, please.
Thank you, Council President. Council, this evening you have ordinance number 2020 of 2020. This is actually, before we get into it, we need to have a public hearing. I'm sure, Patrick, is that? We need to have to open a public hearing prior to getting into the matter.
Can we have a motion to open up the public hearing to consider adoption of Ordinance 2020 for the Community Development Block Grant proposed budget?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Ms. Massagne, can you give us a breakdown, please?
Sure. Thank you, Council President. The Ordinance 2020 outlines the proposed budget for the Community Development Block Grant Funds for the fiscal year 2021. It's a proposed budget. I will go through the public participation process as fast as I can. Historically, we developed administrative recommendations throughout the year. An email was sent to council members of a public hearing advertisement and requesting project ideas. A notice of a public hearing for the 2020 to 2024 5-year and 2021 action plan was advertised in the local general circulation paper, the Times Herald, on October 9th and October 19th. First public hearing to garner public input for projects was held virtually on October 29th, 2020. We presented the proposed projects and the budgets at the November 17th, 2020 council workshop and received approval to proceed with an advertisement for the December 1st, 2020 public hearing. Advertised the December 1st, 2020 public hearing in a local newspaper, the Times Herald, on November 19th. And the next advertisement was set for, which was set for 11/26, was also done. We held a virtual public meeting on December 1st, 2020, and there was no public that attended. Therefore, there were no public comments that were received. Ordinance number 2020 was then advertised again in the local paper on November 19th and November 26th. Just to note, our funding is restricted to projects and activities that meet program fundability and eligibility requirements of the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The advertisement for the 2021 CDBG budget ordinance 2020 will allow for the development and timely submission of the 2021 annual action plan. And failure for us to adopt this budget at this time could cause denial. I will go through the breakdown of the general categories, and then I'll go specifically to the projects that are associated with this budget. For the housing projects, 120,000 was set aside. Municipal projects, 579,157 was set aside as 1,000. Administration, 165,000 set aside for a total ask of 864,157. Just to make sure that the public is aware of the activities that are recommended for funding, I shall go through them briefly. The owner-occupied housing rehab, which has 90,000 set aside. The housing technical assistance, 30,000 set aside. Fair Housing Council, 30,000 set aside. Section 108 loan repayment, $437,675. For the Small Business Assistance Center, 40,000. The Main Street Streetscape Project, $41,482. For the Historic Facade Program, 30,000, and 165,000 has been set aside for administration, which includes staff salaries, wages, and related costs for the planning department to allow for management and oversight of CDBG. As I had mentioned in the previous meeting, in as much as we are asking for these set asides, this all depends on what Congress is going to actually adopt. And when they adopt the budget for the Department of Housing and Urban Development, it may be subject to change. But we just require to at least plan for it, send the application in before January 15th, and then we'll wait for their for Congress to pass, and they will let us know what our final numbers are. And if the final numbers are close to what we have, we will not need to do a change of the ordinance. Should it differ greatly from what we're offering right now, then we will come back to council, let you know what the changes are, what the proposed changes are, and we would be required to advertise to the public, wait 30 days to hear the comments on those changes, and that is when we'll be able to submit the application and actually receive the funding. Thank you. That concludes my report.
All right, so we'll open it up to the public first. Does anyone have any public comment in regards to what Ms. Massonia just talked about in regards to CDBG dollars? Anyone from the public have any comments or questions in regards to CBDG money? Okay, seeing none, close to the public. Council, any questions or comments in regards to the CDBG money? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 2020?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, can we have a motion to pass ordinance 2020 to consider adoption of the community development block grant for 2021 proposed budget ordinance?
Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, can we have a roll call, please?
Valerie Scott Cooper,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones, Sonia Sanders. Sonia's not here. Heather Lewis.
Aye.
Okay. Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Derek Curry.
Aye, ordinance 2020 passes.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Mr. Singh, can we have the Historical Architectural Review Board, please?
Thank you, Council President. Council, before you is a request to approve or deny the Historical Architectural Review Board applications, which were received, reviewed, and recommended for approval by the HARB for December 2020. As you all know, the Norristown HARB receives applications on a monthly basis for exterior repairs and renovations for properties located in Norristown's historic district. Those applications are reviewed by the HARB members to confirm that the repairs and renovations sought work is in compliance and within our compliance with our municipal ordinance. The Historical Architecture Review Board has reviewed the applications and have approved, either as submitted or modified as mentioned on the Certificate of Appropriateness, the following property, 828 West Main Street. Thank you, Mr. President.
Council, any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion to approve the Historical Architectural Review Board applications received, reviewed, and recommended for approval by the HARB for December 2020?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it, motion passes. And we are going to go, Mr. Butts, can you do financing report, please?
Good evening, Mr. President, members of council. January is a busy time for finance. Janice, God of mythology, was two-faced, looked backwards and forwards. And in January, and with the finance department, we look backward and forward as well. We're currently involved in year-end reconciliations. We have 500 accounts in the general fund that we need to take a look at, 100 accounts in revenue, 400 accounts in expenditures. Some of them are very easy to reconcile. Some of them require very little activity, but others, tax reconciliations, for example, take a great deal of time. So we'll be working on those. We'll also be working on putting out W-2s. We have approximately 200 W-2s that we put out. We don't have that many employees, but we have to put out W-2s for all full-time employees, all part-time employees. And then if there are exchanges, if people leave in the middle of the year or sometime within the year, we have to give them a W-2 as well as the people who might come in to replace them. So we're working on W-2s. They're time sensitive. We have to have them out by the end of this month. We're working on putting out 1099s to our vendors who have done more than $600 worth of business with the municipality. We have approximately 150 plus or minus 1099s that we're working on getting out. Also, at this time of the year, we're involved with employees selling back their sick days and the municipality buying back that sick time. In addition, we have comp time buyback where it's appropriate. We have quarterly state and federal taxes to take care of. Even though this is the end of the year that we're looking at, it's also the end of the quarter, and so we have quarterly reports. We have to do the year-end budget status. We'll get the preliminary numbers to you sometime next week. We close out the books in terms of doing the budget status on the 10th of the month. And then we'll work very hard very quickly after that time to get you out the preliminary numbers on where we stand in terms of the general fund with the 2020 budget. We're in the process of putting together a submission to the Government Finance Officers Association for their Distinguished Budget Award for our 2021 budget. We have, as you know, been given that award by GFOA for 2019 and 2020, and we think we'll get our third Distinguished Budget Award with this submission with the 2021 budget. We will be beginning a process with our 2020 financial statement audit. We'll be putting together those financial statements in form of a CAFR, a comprehensive annual financial report, which will also be submitting to GFOA for their award for excellence in financial reporting for 2020. So with respect to those two awards, the GFOA, we're looking forward with the 2021 budget. We're looking backward with the 2020 audit. And as you know, the municipality, in having been given the two GFOA awards in the last 2 years, we're one of only two municipalities in Montgomery County getting both of those awards. We share that honor with Lower Merion Township. So I invite you, since this is a team effort, members of council, when you're talking with your colleagues on governing bodies and other municipalities in the county and indeed throughout the state, make sure you brag a little bit about what you've done as part of the team for the municipality of Norristown in winning both of these prestigious awards. January is also a month in which the state lines up to require us to submit various financial reports and other reports to them. We have 4 reports coming up in the first quarter. By January 15th, we have to submit the municipal tax information report to DCED, the Department of Community and Economic Development. By January 31st, we have to submit to DCED the municipal report of elected and appointed municipal officials. By March 15th, we have to submit to the DCED the survey of financial condition. And then we also have to submit by April 1st to DCED, the municipal annual audit and financial report. So we'll be working on all those reports, getting those into DCED in a timely manner. Then we also have to work with the Auditor General's office with the March 31st deadline for the AG 385 and the AG 490 reports, which are municipal pension and fire relief and supplemental pension assistance reports. So it's a busy time for us. And then in addition to doing all these things for fiscal year 2020 and looking forward to fiscal year 2021, we obviously have the daily things we have to do. For example, this is a payroll week, so we get payroll on. This is a week we also get out various invoices to our vendors. So we're extremely busy at this time of year. Busy is good. Happy to report that, and everything is more or less fine in the finance department. I'd be happy to answer any questions members of council might have.
Council, any questions or comments? I just have one. I have one question. When you talk about reporting to the AG and also DCED, can you tell our residents what specifically that means?
Well, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has a number of laws that require municipalities to report certain data and certain information to various departments of the Commonwealth by dates certain. For instance, reporting to the Auditor General, if we don't report in a timely fashion, then we run the possibility of not getting over $1.2 million in state financial aid to support the basically the fire and police pensions. So that's a critical report that we have to get in. The other reports that DCED requires, again, are critical reports that we simply must get them in, and we really must get them in on time. Although some of them don't have any penalties if you don't get them in on time, it doesn't look good to be late in submitting a report to a state agency, and they'll continue to kind of hound us to get those reports in. So it's in our best interest to get them in a timely fashion, to get them done and get them in. And maybe the state will then leave us alone for a bit.
Well, we thank you for the detailed report and all the accolades that we get that nobody else gets in the state of Pennsylvania. That's something that's definitely for Norristown, and we appreciate you and staff doing that. You know, a lot of people don't want to talk about that you know, we're on a list, you know, one of those prestigious lists, you know, but I like when we're a little bit different than other people, you know. Thank you. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Ms. Masonier, can you give us a report, please? You gotta unmute yourself though first.
Thank you, Council President. Sorry about that. I won't be long tonight. I will inform Council that we've been working with the developer of 257 East Main Street. They're about to submit their final plans for that mixed-use development. So they've been asking some questions. Theodore from Pennoni is aware of it, so we're waiting for their final submission, and hopefully it'll be coming soon to you for their final approval. We've also we continue to participate in the hospital conveyance virtual meetings. We're also participating in the Justice Center project discussions. We have also given a notice to proceed for the phase 1 of Art Street project. We also received and have worked actually diligently on the legal and environmental review for the East Main Street streetscape that allows us now to start with the bidding process. So hopefully we'll be starting that soon. We participated in a meeting with the council president, with the housing authority to discuss the Section 8 issues, which I thought was good because it put the issues on the table, and we'll be having a follow-up. I think that's what we had decided to do, which I think will be good for all of us to be on top of that. The small business activity or assistance center rather, they've had 17 clients they've been actively working with. We are gearing now to actually go out on a request for proposals since their last contract is, I think it wound down in December. So we'll be coming back with an RFP and the responses to that for those services rather. So that's what I have for tonight. But before I say anything else, I have to admit that we tried our best to get the CDBG COVID money, the phase 3, the rental and mortgage assistance by the end of the year, but we couldn't because since we had the 5 days that we still had to advertise, which we did. We advertised it, we received no comments. It's uploaded in the HUD IDIS system now. We're just waiting for the approval. I had spoken to HUD last week and they did mention that they're looking to get the money on the street as soon as possible. So it's not going to be one of those things we're going to be waiting for a long time, but we'll try. As soon as we receive those funds, we will blast the information and have Norristown renters and mortgage help on the ground as soon as possible. Thank you.
Council, any questions or comments for Ms. Masonier and the Planning Department? Councilman Jones.
I had something. Yeah, Jane, thanks for your report. It is a new year, so just wanted to set a quick list. Thank you. The zoning reports that come out to us have been very helpful over the year, so it's good that we're able to see what type of projects are coming to Norristown and also what type of projects that we're not permitting based on our goals. Another thing I just noticed, Regina Nursing Home, farewell. They've been here for many decades. They've employed and they serve many people. So driving past the other day, I saw they're owned by a place called Markley. I guess it's called Markley now. So the Regina Nursing Center. Is there a way that in the future, when these new companies come in or when the older companies are either closing or going out of business or moving on, that we can acknowledge them and welcome them? Something that we could probably look into for this year. And then lastly, speaking to a few business owners, some have been here 50 years, in some cases 99 years, I believe 100 years for Zumos. Can we put some things on the agenda this year to maybe figure out how we can work with some of those longtime residents, even if it's a waiver for their signage, little things that we might be able to do to show our appreciation. So those are just a few things looking forward to this year.
Okay, will do.
Council, any other questions or comments? All right, thank you, Ms. Masonier.
Yeah.
And Ms. Gennardi, the Rec Department.
Hello. And my dog's gonna start. So just a few things. December was a pretty slow month for us as we were kind of closed the last 3 weeks there. And the flow we had was mainly rentals, small rentals, and neighborhood community kids coming in just for some open gyms here and there. But some things I did in the background, we did in the background, was we finished the ordering process for the playground updates. So they are going to be installed come the spring. So we're looking for an April, May installation. Cherry Street and Guardino are going to get their full, let's call them, playground update makeovers. Aki's is getting a new pavilion along with swings, and so is Sky Cotman will be getting swings, and I think Cherry Street's getting swings as well. There was not enough landing safety purposes at Guardino right now for a swing bay, but we were able to move forward with the others. I also have ordered, we're going to be getting upgraded benches, some aesthetics at each park. Instead of wooden ones, they're going to be the nice covered one, like the metal that are covered, that we're going to have out around each playground. That way they're just a little more safe if you're sitting there. Don't worry about splinters or anything like that. Some other things are, we did receive for the first, I want to say, I've kind of been fighting back and forth to get it. So we received the Arcadia grant once again. So we will have, hoping for some concerts this summer, you know, amongst all of the pandemic things. But if we are able to have concerts, we do have the Arcadia grant, which is about $20,000 to cover those expenses. So that's a really exciting thing. We've received it so many years in the past, and last 2 years we didn't. It was kind of here touch and go, as if we were going to get it again, but we were able to pull it off. So I'm very excited about that. And I think other than that, it's kind of just been, how are we going to do camp again? We have 2 sets of plans that I'm trying to put through. COVID plan, just like last year, and no COVID. So I've been doing a lot of programming for upcoming openings, hopefully, is what I've been mainly keeping my focus on. So yeah.
Council, any questions or comments for Ms. Gennardi? Vice President LaPera first.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for everything, and you did last year, and also was wondering how the flood damage is coming.
Sure. So as determined, everything will be put out to bid. It will be the fields and the rec center are 2 separate ones. Last I touched base with Paul was right before Christmas. So last I touched base with Pannoni was right before Christmas. And I think we were just waiting on something with co-stars and a pavilion that we were looking into, but everything is kind of wrapped and ready to go to be put out to the public. We are still hoping for have everything completed, at least fields being completed by April 1st, which is very tight for the Chestnut Hill season, but I think we could pull it off with communications, and I'm offering them other spaces that we have. But yes, so we are ready. Pannoni is ready to put that out to bid. I should be this week or so, and I can confirm that. That was just the last I heard.
Councilman Jones.
Thanks, Erica, again for all that you do. I was going to touch on what Councilman LaPera had mentioned. Any way we can, there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of speculation, and then there's uncertainty on how the insurance process works when it comes to these massive, I guess, catastrophes. Can we get something out at some point in the first quarter, which addresses on the floods and how things are going to be arranged in 2021 when it comes to the field and all the above?
That's something I can sit down with Crandall about, and the 2 of us can kind of put that, because some of that it's new to me. It's kind of above what I've been doing. So I definitely 100% agree. We can totally put something out. As for how that insurance and that works, that's something Crandall would have to maybe help me with a little.
We definitely can do it. I will share with you, all of the insurance money has been provided to us. It came really at the end of December. And that's when we were able to, once they'd gone through all of their review processes, to know and get Cal and his team together in terms of putting the bid packages together. So all of that's gone out. And that's essentially what has been we've been going through with estimators, back and forth with estimators as they've evaluated what we, the damage, and we did 2 or 3 different assessments that they had to come back and do some re-verification. So we got the cash has been wired to us the end of the month, in the December, and we should be good to go shortly. But we'll be happy to put out a little statement in terms of what's going on.
Thank you. And just one last thing, Erica, I know you're probably stressed with pandemic-related issues. I think we're coming back into youth sports as being permitted with the new reopenings. So, you know, hopefully, while keeping the kids safe, we can serve as one of those hubs, because as we know, violence and things are starting to uptick. Maybe we could figure out ways to work with the school district and accommodate in some of our youth who could use some outlets.
Absolutely. Something that a connection that I've made is with West Norton and East Norton, and President Perry has kind of put us all together, just connecting us about bringing Little League and baseball, Little League baseball back, and how the 3 of us can kind of be the one kind of unit, and then we can use all of our fields and our facilities, since we're all in the exact same boat, especially baseball. Nationwide, it's down. Everybody is struggling for numbers. Doesn't matter, young, old, T-ball, you can say free, and you're not going to get the numbers you used to get not even 5-10 years ago. So that's something that I'm hoping we can build and start. Basketball, always never an issue. That will hopefully just go. We can just are able to just play again. And then with soccer, I have actually 3 different clubs. They are the ones who are using us indoors. So we're hoping to kind of collaborate, and maybe I can partner with those groups that I've already connections with, to kind of bring some clinics and small things, workshops, clinics, camps, right out, starting off the bat from scratch. When you're I don't want to be competing with these other youth clubs and teams, but now that I've made this pretty steady connection with them, that's my next move in youth sports, would be to bring some soccer on behalf of the municipality with these existing groups. And camp, fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Cool.
Mr. Nardi, just the one question. The committee people, where does the committee people stand in regards to you guys talking and just trying to get together and, I guess, come up with different kinds of plans and stuff like that?
So the last email I sent was a while ago, no response. So then I reached out individually to everybody. And then I reached out again once the flood hit and kind of said, this is where we're at. Now that it's a new year, I'm going to try again. I currently have 3 with a 4th prospect of getting us together in some capacity, whether it's person or on Zoom. It's just kind of been, we would have a date set, or you know, a reason to kind of get together, and then major things happen, shutdowns, floods. So now I'm hoping I can get everybody together again, and I hope I can get some response from it. You know, with the programming, events, and, you know, concerts coming up and all, it'd be nice to have just some feedback. So that's where I'm at. Hopefully I can get everybody on board.
Can you please contact me in communication when you start doing that, just so we can have record of all that stuff that's going on.
Absolutely.
Thank you for keeping it going. I know we had great talks about a lot of different things, so we'll continue to keep working with our neighbors, which I definitely think is going to be a good thing. And one of these days, I'm hoping that we'll get to speak to the school district and start setting some things up with them too, because everything is a collaboration, right? We all represent kids, and kids are number one, you know, one of the biggest things on our list of priorities. So we hope that we can get with them and do some wonderful things and start setting some things up. But thank you.
That's good. Thank you.
Well, once again, thank you, community, for showing up. Thank you, staff, for doing what you do. Great first meeting for 2020. And everybody be safe out there. A lot of COVID. This COVID thing is definitely something crazy. Need everybody to stay safe. I don't care if you're family or not, but you could be family, who knows? But I just need everybody to stay safe and wear those masks and cover up. And can we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, everybody, enjoy your night.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you.
This conference will now be recorded.